Where is the best place to write a book? I'm on a mission to discover if it's the coffee shop, the library, or the comfort of my own living room. I'm an author, and lately I have been struggling to focus on writing my book. So this week I embarked on a mission to decide which of these 3 locations was the place for peak optimal writing performance. I went to my local Starbucks, then my school library, and then, of course, because I had to try it out, I stayed home. First up, Starbucks. When my sister suggested that I write at Starbucks, I was a little hesitant because I was worried I would get distracted. I know that it's the aesthetic thing to do, just like, oh, I'm gonna go write at Starbucks. Low-key, I loved writing at Starbucks. It was so relaxing, and of course the sweet treat helped. The first pro to writing at the coffee shop, it's like having accountability partners with all the people around you, but they don't know that they're accountability partners and you don't have to talk to them. I saw that tip in another YouTube video recently that it was the whole idea of body doubling with the people in the coffee shop. But needless to say, it really helped. The next pro, it was like having a little reward getting to have my sweet treat, and it just made me so happy and so excited to go to Starbucks and start writing. And not to mention, it got me out of the house, which I usually have a problem with. If I'm not working, I will just sit around at home all day, and it makes me not feel too great. One of the cons that I can think of writing at Starbucks, though, is they play their music really loud. Even with my noise canceling headphones, if I stopped typing and kind of focused in, I could hear the music blaring. Another con is obviously there's people there and they're going to be moving around and talking, and you'll probably get distracted. It didn't bother me because I was really in the zone, but if I would have been having a little bit more struggles with my ADHD, I probably would have had a problem. The third con, and probably the most important for my situation at least, is it gets pretty expensive writing at Starbucks every day. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I'm going to Starbucks, I'm not gonna have a sweet treat. Next up, I went to my school library. And honestly, that was probably my favorite of all 3 places to write. My school library just renovated, so they have these really cool little cubbies now where you can just sit, and it's a little claustrophobic. It's kind of small, but it's just a room, like a little cubicle where you can sit, and there's a desk and a wall outlet, and you can just type away, and it's awesome. I feel like I was the most productive in there. The pro is that in the little cubicle, you feel kind of like you're in your own room. And with your noise canceling headphones, really, I didn't notice a single other person in that library. Now, I realize that a lot of people's local libraries might not have cubicles like that, but if you can find one, they're really handy. Or if your library has little rooms that you can reserve, I feel like that would have the same effect. Another pro, a big one, is that the library is free. I can go in anytime I want until 11 or 11:30 at night, and I can just do my writing, and it's totally free. And I don't get tempted with sweets like at Starbucks. Another pro is that it's right next to my house. It's within walking distance. And sure, this time of year it's pretty cold, but it wasn't that big of a deal. One of the cons was the last time I went, I wasn't able to get one of the cubicles. They were all full. And so I had to sit at a regular desk, surrounded by everyone. And that was a little more distracting. I didn't focus as well that time. Another con is, again, if you get distracted by people moving around and talking, the library is probably not the best place for you. Even with the cubicles, I still was out in the open, and if I just looked around, I could see what everyone else was doing. Finally, the last spot, writing in my living room at home. I don't have a desk, so I just kind of sit on my couch and type on my laptop on my lap. And at first, that worked out well for me. I got a fair amount of writing done. But then the more time went on, the more distracting it became. I have 7 roommates, and so it always seemed like there was activity going on, and people were always blaring their own music on our Alexa. And even with my noise canceling headphones, it was kind of a little much after a while. So that's a couple of the cons. There were always people and noises around, and I couldn't seem to get away from it. A pro was, obviously, it was at my house, so I didn't have to go anywhere or get dressed or anything else to do my writing. So pretty much I'd say that out of the three of them, writing at home was my least favorite. But yeah, tell me down below what your favorite place to write is, because I am always looking for new spots and ideas. And make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.